Hello, Matt here. Just going to give a quick demo of the autonomous auto-rotation feature. This is an ongoing development, so it's not a finished product yet, and as such is for use in SITL only. It's available to trad helicopters only, and currently there you'll have access to the entry, glide, and bailout phases of the auto-rotation. First of all, I'm just going to go through a quick explanation of some of the parameters and how to actually enable the mode. So what you'll be looking for to enable the mode is AROT enable. So you just need to make that a 1, right parameters, and in SITL all you have to do is refresh the parameters, and that will enable the mode and give you access to the parameters. I'm not going to explain specifically what those parameters do yet. I'm going to give a written description of those. The other thing I'm going to just draw attention to whilst looking at parameters is that there will be the speed height library that will be available for the auto rotation as well. Now, to be honest, none of this actually needs to be touched. It should just work out of the box for any helicopter. I've tested this on a number of different helicopter sizes, certainly in SITL anyway. And all these parameters seem fine. That's largely the same for all of the auto-rotation parameters as well. So I'm going to give a quick demo of how the auto-rotation mode works, namely how you actually get the heli to do an autonomous auto-rotation. So what I've got is I've set up a quick auto mission. All you need is any mode that has that doesn't have a manual throttle stroke collective mode. So basically anything that's not acro or stabilize. So then to actually enable the auto rotation or start the auto rotation, I should say, all you need to do is disengage the motor interlock. So once the helicopter completes its turn, which is there, so I'm now going to disengage the motor interlock, and the helicopter has now entered into an autonomous auto rotation. So it's gone through the entry phase and it's now in the steady state glide, as you can see by the messages in the readout. And that's pretty much it. So the helicopter's not flaring or doing a proper landing yet. That's just because that part of the development hasn't been introduced yet. Okay, so just going to give another demo. This time it's going to be from the alt hold mode. I'm going to talk a little bit about the navigation that's available and demonstrate the bailout function as well. So in the last example, the helicopter was moving forward. In this example, the helicopter is going to be going from stationary hover. So I'm going to initiate the auto rotation by disengaging the motor interlock, and the heli starts to auto rotate. You can see that the nose is dropped and that the airspeed is building, trying to get into a better flight envelope for the auto rotation. Now the navigation is the only navigation that's available at the moment is still kind of operator controlled. So the operator still has control of roll and yaw. So you can use these together to kind of maneuver the heli around, and these act just like the stabilize, or they use the stabilize controller, so they act just like they would in stabilize. Now to bail out, what I've got at the moment is whatever mode you enter into the auto rotation with, it'll try and bail out back to that mode. So I entered with alt hold, so it's going to go back to alt hold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-engage the motor interlock, and you can see it's noted that it's bailing out, and it's returned back to alt hold. Now what the controller will always do is it reads the requested climb or descent rate from the transmitter at the point that you initiate the bailout. It then linearly maps from the measured rate of descent to the requested rate of descent or ascent. So I had my stick in the middle to return back to a hover. So for an even smoother bailout, you can request a descent when you initiate the bailout, and then return to the hover if you like.